Hey everybody, Jeremy here from Shade Tree Vintage Auto with Kevin and Cameron. We are hopefully going to make some progress finally, other than all the suspension and stuff. I'm hoping to get the engine, the transmission, and a few other things put in place, the radiator test fitted, and who knows what else. There's still a lot of boxes I need to open that have parts. It's at that nickel and dime you to death portion of the build. For sure. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get this put in place, and then we'll start going over things and getting stuff done. Okay, since the car is in place, we're going to prime the oil system on this, mostly because I put a brand new oil pump in it, so you just want to get it all set up. Then we're going to set it to top dead center and get the gear in place, and then not sure where we're going to go from there, if I'm going to kind of just mock it up so we can do the spark plug wires, or if we're just going to go ahead and get it set in. Okay, so I'm getting ready to cut these wires. These are Excel cut to length 8mm wires. They're going to look really old school on this engine. The reason I'm using those is I'm really kind of disappointed. These are awesome Moroso cut to fit spark plug wires. They were really expensive, and they don't fit worth a crap. So anyway, so they're over there. We're going to cut these. Now, another thing, these Moroso valve covers, they're long out of production, and they are so awesome, but they kind of suck. They just don't seal at all. And so we're trying a whole bunch of things to make them seal good, and hopefully they do. And then because I want the wires to look really nice and be routed, I did get a whole bunch of different Moroso stuff to make sure the valve covers seal, and then we can make the spark plug wires go how I want them to. So they look clean, they fit nice and tight, they're not gaudy and out of the way or in the way of anything. I really want this engine to look cool. This car, I mean, basically we're doing a nut and bolt restoration on this car without the restoration. The only things really that are nice are all the suspension, the K-frame, the brakes, the engine, the transmission. Some of the interior is going to be nice. But for now, anyway, body's staying exactly as you guys have seen it. It's going to be kind of, you know, ratty. But anyway, so I'm going to hurry and go ahead. Cameron and I are working on getting those wires all put together. Kevin is working on the Schumacher support. This is for the motor mount so that it will kind of hold it. It's called a, I can't remember what it's called actually. What does it say on the box?
Torque strap?
Ah, torque strap, that's what it's called. Thank you. So we got the Schumacher torque strap. I believe they're out of production as well, but it looks like a really cool piece. So I'll show you more of that when we get it in. But anyway, right now, like I said, we're getting the wires put together and getting the torque strap mount put in place. Okay, we've got the wires how I want them. Now we've just got to cut them and get them ready. Also, just kind of sit the headers on there so we can make sure the wires are clear on both sides, that the oil filter is clear on this side. Still, like I said, need to cut everything and get it ready. This is a whole bunch of different Moroso stuff like I already showed you, just so I could put the wires how I want them. And now you can still see those awesome gold valve covers. These are Doug's headers. They look really good. One huge disappointment is for over $800, they didn't even throw in a sticker. Like, seriously, Doug's, come on, I want a sticker. But anyway, otherwise, looks really good. Getting close to getting this all ready to drop in. Just got to do a couple things on the transmission. Kevin got the bracket in and mounted, so that's ready to go. And like I said, once that all gets put in, I'll show you how that all works. Anyway, back to work. Okay, so we've got the engine pretty much mocked up how I'm going to do it. Spark plug wires are all done. Kevin and Cameron did an awesome job. Everything's lined up, ran exactly how I want it. So all of that cool Moroso bracketry or pieces that I showed you that I was going to use. Another complaint. This is a Moroso piece and it doesn't even fit Moroso valve covers. What's up with that, Moroso? But anyway, everything else is good. These stud kits on the valve covers, I highly, highly, highly recommend them. You can find them on Rogue Bolt on eBay. Most of these bolts and hardware is all from Rogue Bolt. I've used it on other vehicles and I really love it. Highly recommend it. Now we're going to hurry and disassemble all of this so we can get ready to put in. So one thing that I always recommend is take a bunch of reference photos so that you can put it back exactly how you want it or how it goes. Anyway, so we're going to get going. Hey everybody, it's been a week since we left off and I'm here again and Cameron and Kevin are here and we're gonna get the engine set in, but this dang cherry picker, we thought it was just low on fluid, but the ram is actually junk and that's as high as we could get. There's one over here, we're gonna see if it works, but don't know. We did kind of get the cables routed for the trunk mounted battery, so you can see tried to route them underneath the things there, the little cover pieces, and got a nice Optima battery back here. And then I want to install a temp sensor and decided just to go all out and got this sweet B&M deep pan. It's going to add 4 extra quarts and it's already drilled for the temp sensor. So transmission is honestly ready to go. I did make a bonehead move though. As much as I tell everybody, take reference pictures, take reference pictures, take reference pictures, I didn't take reference pictures and I don't remember which direction the transmission mounts on, or the mount mounts onto the transmission. So I am trying to find some pictures of that. And cross members all done. And then I saw all this sweet real estate on this new B&M flex plate. And look, that's a really good place to put notes so that when you pull it apart, you can remember dates and everything. Anyway, this is a huge mess. I think I'm going to spend Sunday over here kind of organizing some things. There's some stuff for another project I'll be doing for somebody as soon as I get time. And then remember that 383 I showed you a little bit ago in a short? It's here, and that's for a project that's going to be coming in soon. And I'll go ahead and just tell you what it is. You remember the sweet 65 Monaco that I have? That is going to go in the 65 Monaco. So I'm pretty excited about that. Should wake it up, especially since I think it has a dead cylinder in the original engine. So that'll wake it up good. Anyway, we're going to get playing with this and see if we can get anything done. This is a really exciting moment. The engine's hanging over where it's going to be. Now we're going to jack the car up, get the transmission and everything underneath it, and then try to put everything all together at once. So excited. So the engine and transmission is setting in the car. They're bolting the engine and trans together currently. Then we're going to install the Doug's headers, which that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to put them in. But what I was going to show you here is these these gaskets here for the headers. I don't know if any of you guys have ever used these or not. I have on a few things and they are awesome. They're 100% graphite and they do a really good job sealing. Anyway, here shortly we're going to fight getting this in. The driver's side doesn't look bad. The passenger side looks like it might be horrible. So we'll see. Hopefully we don't have to lift the engine back out or something. Check that out, everybody. The engine and transmission is all bolted in. I've got a few other things to tighten up on the bottom end. We're gonna hurry and put the top end together. I need to get a couple bolts and nuts to finish a few other things. It's coming together. we may just have this ready for MuscleCars at the Strip. Okay, so the engine's in. We've got the intake bolted on. The valve covers are just there just to kind of seal it up. I've got some stuff I need to do, and then we'll finish it all up. Hoping to get the wiring, the radiator, and all of that stuff in shortly, but probably not today. It's been like super cold, like -20 at night. I think it's like -8 currently. And inside this building, there's no insulation or anything. I do have this heater, but that only really helps if you're right in front of it. So it's pretty cold. As you can see, the interior is still almost non-existent. So gonna get to it here as soon as we can, probably Saturday. It's supposed to warm back up, and then we'll be able to get some stuff done. I want to, like I said, get the radiator and everything in, get the driveline in, transmission linkage. Then the drivetrain will basically be done. I'm getting really excited about that. Then we can move to the dash and interior. In fact, the dash and steering column, I'm having a friend take it tonight. He's going to sand it all down and paint it and get it all ready. Mostly just because I don't have a place to do it since it's so cold. But anyway, there is progress being made, and I am super excited. I really, really, really hope and plan to have this down at MuscleCars at the Strip in Las Vegas in March. And today is January 31st, so a month and a half, literally. And hopefully would like to have this done March 3rd. That's the 1-year anniversary of when I got it. So that'd be kind of cool. Oh, also, don't worry about that ugly master cylinder. I'm going to replace that because we forgot to clear coat it. And I happen to have another one, so I'm going to swap that out and clear coat it, and then it will look a lot better. Really excited. Love this car, and I just cannot wait to have it on the road. Did decide to leave the 323 gears because it might be fun to drive this. I've got to go to Oregon in late May, so I may actually end up driving this to Oregon. I think that would be a lot of fun. It's always fun to take a classic on a road trip until it breaks down. But where everything's pretty much new and good, I hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, we'll catch up here shortly. Hey everybody, took a little bit of break on the Dart for some reason, mostly because we're buying all those cars in Idaho and just a bunch of other things, sickness and whatnot. But it is February 17th, and exactly 1 month from today, we will be at Matt's Las Vegas with that car running and driving. Fingers crossed. It's so cold I can't even cross my fingers. Also DJ 70 Roadrunner, Dean's 70 Dodge truck, the Max wagon, the Chevelle, and a bunch of other stuff, plus all the swap meet. But we're going to be working on this, and then I was dumb and put a whole bunch more Temptation out here, the 71 Challenger, and the Super Coupe. You guys can see videos of those cars. I'll put the links down below. But anyway, we're going to get going on trying to get this thing buttoned up. Hopefully we'll have them fired up tomorrow, but we got a long ways to go. As you can see, Cameron's over trying to get warm. We got a heater underneath, and Kevin's under there doing some stuff. Got to get the driveline linkage and everything. Working on the wiring harness. I did get the radiator in. Unfortunately, the electric fan that I have does not fit in between, so I'm gonna just have to run a mechanical fan for now. But man, this is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited, looking forward to it. But we'll just kind of get going, and I'll just show you little clips as we go. So the new master cylinder, the new master cylinder is on. Brakes are bled. Starters installed, other than I'm missing a nut I gotta find. There's a couple other things done, drive lines in, whatnot. We had to go find some parts. When you put the newer master cylinder on, you've got to use the rod off of the newer style master cylinder. I wasn't aware of that, so luckily we went to the yard and found one. I've picked up a clutch fan for that. Anyway, we're just gonna keep going. I did clean out the trunk and getting ready to do some of the battery relocation. and just realized we forgot something when we were at the storage unit. I forgot the plate to put the battery on, so I'll have to go back tonight or tomorrow and get that. Can't do the fuel line the way I wanted to because I'm missing some parts and I couldn't find any while we were in town, so I've got to order them. We'll do that later. I just want to get this thing running to have it down there in Vegas. So what a mess. Look at all this crap I have everywhere. Too much to do. So it doesn't look like there was much done today, but there was a ton of little things and lots of progress. Some of it just as stupid as cleaning things out, but I've got the wires ren. I'm going to go get some zip ties, some good ones, and just kind of bound it all together so that it's nice and tight. We kind of got this door fixed, but there's some problems here with this latch. Don't have this side clean because there's still ice. It's been inside of this building for about a month, and it's cold enough it's still got ice. So I have a heater underneath trying to warm up the floor so I can clean it up the rest of the way, finishing here. We did get the heater core replaced, so the box is ready to go back in, except for I've got to do one more thing with the ground. The new master, like I said, is on. And then just a pointer for all of you guys that are doing this, spray some clear coat on your master cylinder so that it stays nice, looks like cast iron, and it doesn't rust over. That's exactly what happened with this one. This is a brand new master cylinder that we put on, and we didn't clear coat it, and look at that. That's just from sitting. That's been on for maybe 2 months or 3 months. I guess it was probably November, and it already rusted that much. That just looks really bad when you have a nice fresh engine compartment, so just clear coat it really good. Got a couple of the hoses done. Brakes are bled, stuff like that. Drive lines in, all the transmission linkages hooked up, ready to go. Tomorrow we're going to go back at it, and we're going to try to get a bunch of stuff buttoned up. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Like I said, lots of progress. There are a few things that we're not going to do just because of time. I was going to run a cool fuel system and everything. I'm missing a few parts. I don't have time to wait, so I'm just going to run a simple rubber hose with the filter up for now. Later, after we get done with this show and stuff, I'll run a full fuel system all the way back with an electric fuel pump. We're not going to do the headliner. We're not going to do really much in the interior other than just assemble it so that it's all right. Once we get back and I drive it for a little bit, we'll take all the glass back out. We're going to redo all, or put new window sills in, new wing window sills, the headliner, probably a vinyl top, and all of that stuff. But that will come at a later date just because we don't have time. And frankly, we don't have enough heat. To do a vinyl top and the headliner, you need heat, and it's just too cold. I mean, it's probably only maybe 20 degrees in here. So we've been having that heater, a little electric heater in here just so that we can kind of try to stay lukewarm, I guess. I wouldn't even say we're staying warm because I'm cold. I do have my gloves off right now, which kind of sucks. We did bring some parts out here for the Challenger and a few things for the Super Coupe, just to get them out of the way over at the yard. But I had this wrinkly RT hood sitting at the yard. So I thought, hey, you know what? We'll bring it out and sit it on the Challenger. So that's kind of cool. This car is going to be really fun at some point. I just want to make it a toy, but that's going to come down the road a ways. This, I think, the Super Coupe will be the next one we play with. Get it running so I can have it driving this summer. Have some stuff for it. I've got new louvers for it that I got from a guy back east. Some other stuff. Some really cool Mylodon valve covers and air filter assembly that I've been looking for forever. And I'll show you guys that later on in a different video focusing on this car. But like an idiot, trying to focus on this thing and give myself way too much temptation with all the other cars I have. But hey, that's what we do, right? So anyway, we're going to hit this back tomorrow, and then we'll finish as much as we can. And I would like to start it up tomorrow, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. But anyway, see you soon. It's Saturday, and we're back at it. Already been doing some stuff. Started installing the wiring harness in the engine compartment, which is kind of a pain. Putting all new clips and hardware for the fenders, transmission cooler, new mirror, because that's important. Finished vacuuming, still waiting for that to thaw. We had a heater underneath and it's still cold enough it didn't thaw. And while us three are working on that, I've got Olin over here cleaning out the Challenger so we can actually see how bad the floor is and everything like that. Anyway, we're gonna get back to the Dart. Well, we are finishing up for the day and the weekend. There are a few little parts I need to go find and get. A couple other things we need to do is I need to drill this out so that I can put the Autometer water temp sensor in there. It's got to be 1/2 inch and that's just not big enough. We did get the trans cooler all put in and plumbed. Wiring's pretty much done. There's still a few things we need to do for the battery to starter and up here. But I cannot believe how much cleaner it looks with no battery up here. Pretty much everything's done back there on the firewall. There's just a couple things left. Obviously the dash and the wiring harness behind it is not in at all. So there's nothing to plug into and some things I've still got to do. I can't find my wiper motor anywhere, so I've got to pull one at work. The MSD's all back on. Couple things just have to do. I know that some of you are going to point out that I don't have a fan shroud. It needs a fan shroud. I know, but I don't have time right now. The plan was to run an electric fan and it doesn't fit. So I've got to get a different electric fan. I will do that later. For now, it's just going to get played with and driven down at the show. And I'll do all that later. There's a whole bunch of other things. All the glass will have to come back out later so I can put a vinyl top on it and put the headliner in it. I need to do all the rubber seals up here. I'll do all that stuff later. Right now, we've just got to get it ready for Matt's in Las Vegas, which is less than a month we'll be there. I did get the battery cables. Like I said, they're all ran from the front to the back. I'm going to mount it right here. I've got the Optima battery. You want a gel cell in your trunk because the lead acid one's vapor and it can cause explosive, whatever. Explosive gases. There we go. Anyway, so there's a lot of cool stuff done. Lots and lots of progress. The drive line's in. We've got the headers, the starter. Everything's all done now. Made tons of progress this weekend. I'm really excited. Heater box is in. It's got a brand new heater core. Floors are cleaned up. We're going to probably spray some paint, but I may wait until it's warmer and pull the carpet all back out. But anyway, yeah, we're getting there. So hopefully be down at Matt's. Just can't wait. I know some of you guys are going to think I'm crazy for getting rid of the slotted mags to do just steel wheels with dog dish, but I love that. And these are the real 340 wheels, which would have came on the 340 cars only, or big block cars. And you can see, maybe not, but you can see when looking at them how wide it is right there. And only the 340 cars had were that wide. These are the widest small bolt pattern wheels you could get. And I really dig it. Can't wait to put the dog dish hubcaps on. By the way, today is Friday, like the 24th or 25th of February. So we are like running out of time. I haven't had this running yet. Dean hasn't had his running yet. The Max Wagon's the closest one by far. DJ hasn't had his running yet, but we're all hoping Saturday, tomorrow, to fire our cars up. My engine's really close. I've just got to put all the dash together. And I got it back from my friend Neil. Started working on it. I've just got to completely assemble it, put all the wiring in it, and then get it in. And then theoretically, we could fire it up. I do still need to finish the battery cable coming up. I've got to reroute a few things, but really pretty happy with how that's coming together. And then we've got just a couple things to button up in the engine compartment. We had to, let me get around this. We had to drill out the intake manifold right here. so that we could put that fitting in right there for the odometer temp sensor. But that's done now, so we can plumb all that, get all my hoses in, reinstall the thermostat and housing and upper radiator hose. I mean, realistically, I could put coolant in it here in just a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Hey everybody, it's Friday, February 25th. 3 weeks from today, we will be finishing up at MuscleCars at the Strip pretty much. So that means I've got like realistically about 2 weeks to have this thing ready. Like I showed you last night, there's a few things I need to do in here. Looks like Kevin and Cameron have been working hard. They've got the speedometer cable ran, a couple other things done. They're kind of straightening the front end up a little bit. I'm working on the dash, but I am hoping in about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, to fire this up for the first time since it's back together most of the way. So I will be sure to record that whole thing right now. So as you can see, I accidentally busted the gauge cluster right there, those pins. Luckily I had one at work that I was able to save. I need to clean it up some, get that all on, put new bulbs in it while it's all apart, and then got to put the wiring harness in the dash, get it in. Then there's just a few things we got to button up before we can fire it up. So wish us luck. So this is the wiring harness for the dash. And I learned with the engine wiring harness that as cold as it is, it's not very pliable, and I really don't want to risk breaking any of this. So kind of got a makeshift incubator here. We've got a heater, the wiring harness in a tote, and I'm just going to shut this for a little while. And hopefully, even though it's still mildly open, it'll heat that wiring harness up so I can install it without breaking anything. Okay, what a nightmare that was, but I've got the dash all ready and we're gonna put it in, get it all hooked up, and hopefully shortly we'll be able to fire this up for the first time, and I'm excited and nervous at the same time, but I can't wait. So I am extremely excited. The dash is in, and that was a nightmare like I already stated, but it's in. We are just about ready to attempt to fire it up. Pretty much everything's done here. We're gonna put a little bit more water in it since I used full strength antifreeze. Right now, before we go any further, I'm gonna hurry and do the battery test. So I'm gonna hook the battery up and hopefully everything's good, but this is how you find out if you have like loose ends somewhere that are a problem. So basically what you'll do is just see if there's a spark when you hook it up. Ignition switch should be off. We're gonna have to tighten that up. Okay, so there wasn't any excess spark. So now what we can do is just walk around, see if we can smell anything. Do you guys smell anything? Okay, now we put the key in. I'm not going to crank it yet. I just want to see if the MSD lights up when we turn the key on. And hopefully it does. That will be a really good sign.
Does it have a light bulb?
Yeah, there's a little red LED right there. Let's see what it does. Hey, good news is the key light actually works. That's awesome.
Sweet. Is it, you have it turned?
Yeah.
No light bulb.
Okay, when I turn it, nothing happens. So we gotta figure out what's going on.
Neutral safety.
Maybe the neutral safety. So we're gonna climb under there now. Okay, so Dad came over here and he's amazing and can always find out the problem. And we found out that this brand new switch that I bought off of eBay is one that probably was brand new and then returned, and it's all melted right there and was actually coming apart. So hopefully I can return that. So we have the old switch in, and it powered up immediately and the windshield wipers started working. So hopefully we're good. So we're gonna go ahead and attempt to start it up right now. Oh, it's not flashing now.
Wait a minute. Spark plug? Spare?
I don't know if I have a spare spark plug. I should.
Chuck them somewhere. Afro edition.
That wasn't.
That's the only the other option
I don't like
is
get electrocuted. It's usually what happens. So I'm like, ooh, look, whap in the ear. I don't like throwing, please. Can I shoot enough lightning to get out there? Oh.
it's so far up in there.
He's the one that put it on.
What?
No, maybe. Did I go there?
Finger right there.
No.
I don't see
We
another.
don't have.
Oh, wait a minute, we gotta turn this off. We got smoke coming on out of here. So looks like it's right there. Enough where it should fire.
Do I have it one off on the cap though? Because shouldn't that actually be one? And this is one.
So it's
my-
firing on one right now.
Okay. Uh-oh, we're smoking again.
Where is it coming
Found
from?
the wire.
It's coming off the voltage regulator.
Yeah. And that could be just because it's brand new. Screwdriver.
Getting on his hand.
He said that side. It made noise.
What's that noise though? Did you hear the ticking sound?
You gotta that didn't sound healthy. Reach 20 before it turned
Well,
on.
we had oil pressure before when we were primed it,
Yeah.
but
Guess we're touching something we shouldn't.
it's a funny noise.
I mean, that header does look like it's touching the torsion bar on the driver's side. That sounds like something spinning.
It does, but it sounds like
Something spinning around when it
in a
hits.
torque converter.
That would be it.
Looking. Where's that gasoline?
It's
in my hand. Well, we got 30 pounds.
So it's getting oil pressure.
I don't see anything.
Ready?
Careful, the header's right there. That was healthy.
Ready?
Yep.
30 pounds again.
I just don't know what that sound is. Is it? I wonder if it's the inspection. I wish I had a little squirter bottle so we could fill the bowls.
Yep.
Ready?
What's the point of why isn't it getting up here from the fuel tank? Go ahead. Ready?
Yeah. I guess let's make it live, see what it does. It has gas now, so you'll have to shut it off.
Yeah.
So you want me to sit here then?
Yeah, probably.
Or I can electrify myself and pull the spark plug.
That's my favorite.
I like a new hairdo.
That's why he's the mad scientist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, here we go.
Oh.
So it drew sparks that time.
Oh, yummy. That's delicious.
But it was definitely like out of right there.
Out of the inspection cover.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, do you want to turn it by hand one more time? So we found what the problem is on the ticking, and the bolts are too thick, so they're actually hitting the back of the block or the inspection cover. So we didn't have a good vise, but we have this junky 440 here that has a crank in it so that we can grind the heads off of these some. Go ahead and turn it a little bit more. So we're making our own bolts. Always wear eye protection. I don't have any right now. Okay, so we have all those bolts ground down. Hopefully that solves the ticking issue. So we're gonna fire it up now and then probably do the timing if everything's good and call it a night. Let me know when you're ready. It's live. I don't hear ticking. Pressure good? Ah, the sweet, sweet sound.
Go ahead.
Oh, I lost it. Neutral safety came off again.
Oh,
Is that because it stopped trying to start?
Yeah.
we can just jump it.
Hey, look at that. It didn't come off. What a jerk. Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Sunday, February 26th. Picking up where we left off yesterday. There's me and Olin here. Brought the hood over. We're gonna get the hood on. We're going to get the fenders on and do a few other little things. Probably not a lot today, just got other things we gotta do, but gonna try to make some progress anyway. So we've just installed the hood. One thing you want to check is if the air filter fits underneath. It's kind of hard to see, but I put a light in there, looked, and then I adjusted the hood to fit this seam really good. And now when we put the fenders on, we can adjust the fenders to fit and everything should line up. Like a lot of body guys say to actually start with the hood, put the hood on, then the fenders, then the doors, and then weld on your quarter panels, because this is the one seam that you cannot change. Okay, so we've got the front end on and aligned. Looks pretty good. The car's actually looking like a car again. I'm so excited. We just fired it up. It's a little hazy in here now. Olin hadn't heard it yet. Look at that. Looks like a car. So we need to do the grill and the bumper and some other stuff, but man, I'm in love and I cannot wait to drive this. In 3 weeks from today, we'll be on our way home from Las Vegas. Maybe, unless we decide to stay for that, the other thing, the Dodge event. Anyway, yeah, Roadkill Nights, that's what it was called. So excited. Well, it is February 27th. We have 2 weeks and 2 days to have all the cars ready. Today I'm going to work on the Dart with just putting the back window in or getting it so that we can. I'll probably have to heat the rubber up and put it somewhere so it's pliable, and then hurry and rush and do it when I have like 2 people, myself and one other. But it is coming along. I have hope. The Roadrunner of DJs is getting close. Dean's truck's close. The Max Wagon's close. We have appointments for alignment and exhaust on all of those. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be at Matt's. I'm excited. See y'all there. So I did a little bit of cleanup. Still not great, but I started to go install new clips and I got the wrong clips. So I hurried and ordered some new ones. Hopefully they'll be here Thursday or Friday. So I'm gonna move up and install the grill and maybe pull the front windshield chrome and put new clips in there. And then, I don't know, at this point, I've got to just do some things every day just to get closer. And see, I got the rear seat belts installed. Olin actually did that for me. I need to finish the dash. Steering column should be here tonight or tomorrow. Then I can put that in. I mean, it's getting close. I can't wait. Well, the grill is in and it looks awesome. Made sure to get the dented side like right where it's supposed to be for all that awesome damage patina look. I did do some trimming right here so that the hose doesn't touch the air filter. Did just a little bit of sanitization to make it look cleaner. Removed the really nasty pad that I should have done before I even put the hood on it. I should have painted the bottom of the hood, but that can all come down the road. Noticed that the caliper on this side is leaking, so I may look into that. But I ran out of diesel in the heater, and it's getting really cold, so I'm not sure how much longer I will be over here. But look how awesome that engine looks. I really, really, really love how that engine turned out. Now, if it runs and drives as good as it looks, then I'll be really happy. Okay, everybody, so it is March 4th, Saturday. We're leaving. We have to have all of the cars, including this one, loaded up and on the road in 12 days. So realistically, I have 11 days left to get the Dart all ready. In fact, 2 weeks from right now, we will be down there at the Strip, at the swap meet, and doing some racing and having some fun and whatnot. So hopefully we can see you there. But right now, I'm going to start working on the car. We have done a few things since I left off. Kevin and Cameron are on their way up here right now, and I'm really hoping that we can have the car pretty much buttoned up today. Got all the glass for it is here, the gaskets, the clips for the rear window. This caliper is leaking on the front, so we've got to figure out what that problem is. A couple things to do with the steering column and the wiring, trying to get it all put together. But it's really coming together. As you can see, the grill's in. I don't know if I showed you that before. Gonna get the bumper on. Basically, very first thing we're gonna worry about today is everything underneath, so we can get it down on the ground. It will make it a lot easier to install the windows, work on the interior and everything if the car's on the ground. Just goes easier to get in and out. I'm getting so excited. It's going to be really cool. There's going to be a lot of us down there. Vanessa from 5 Point Parts, she's going to be down there right there with us at the swap meet. Matt from Rolling Heaven Magazine. You got Chris from Talking Mopar Podcast. Of course, Johnny Mopar is going to be there and a whole bunch of other people. It's going to be a lot of fun. So hope to see you all there too. 'Cause it's just going to be a great time. Drag racing, autocross, all of that stuff. You'll be able to see Junker Up, Chris Birdsong out there on the autocross, tearing it up in his cars. Anyway, we're going to get to work. You guys have any idea how hard it is to put a windshield in when it's cold and without the proper tools? If we can get in without cracking it, it's going to be an absolute amazing feat. Okay, so we've got a lot done today. It's cold, and I haven't been doing much video because we've actually been working. But the rear window's in, the windshield's in. We did crack it on accident, unfortunately, right in front of the driver. But at this point, I don't really care. We're getting ready to put the carpet in, a whole bunch of electrical. Dad's down under there right now. Kevin and Cameron have been doing a bunch of stuff. Back seats in, the package tray is in. A lot of just little things. Obviously, it's back on the ground. Chokes hooked up. Couple things. We did find the brake. I mentioned, I believe, that it was leaking on that side. It was just a loose fitting, so we were able to tighten that up. The front bumper's back on. Lots of cool stuff. It's leaving for exhaust and alignment on Tuesday, and it's Saturday now. So I think it's ready to where it could go for exhaust, even though the interior's not put back together. But I'm really happy. I cannot wait to drive this thing. I didn't even need to say anything. It's just so awesome. I'm just about ready to drive the Dart for the first time, even though we're just gonna go a couple feet and then put it on the trailer. I did drive it that far, but then it just started spinning on the bed. So it's getting winched the rest of the way. Looks so awesome. I love it. Hey everybody, just brought the Dart down for alignment and exhaust. A couple things need to be done. We're gonna raise the front end up about 2 inches, just because the transmission pan is all but on the ground. Mike can see it. And just a couple other things. So we're gonna get it back home, button it up, then I'm gonna finish this video. And we'll see everybody down there at MuscleCars at the Strip in Las Vegas on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of this month. So a week and a half away. Anyway, as soon as I drive it, which I drove it for the first time just now and it ran good. Transmission seems to work, brakes work, but I don't want to drive it very far until we get the front end lifted. But anyway, I will get a video of it running and driving here soon. And yeah, see y'all soon. Well, like I said, the Dart is getting the exhaust. Have Neil working on it again. We can finally look underneath the car with the camera. Got the cow tracks with the mono leaf, braced the rear axle. May have made a mistake getting this deep of a pan because that is the lowest thing on the whole car. But it's a cool B&M pan. It's got the sensor in it. All new lines, Doug's headers. Get out of Neil's way and come to the front. Got the Adco sway bar, PST, adjustable strut rods, and the whole front end kit. Of course, we've got the firm fill steering box up there that you can't really see. Got the Schumacher strut bar. It's dark. Miledon oil pan. This thing is awesome. Oh, also brace the lower control arms. I can't wait to drive this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A couple other things we need to just button up, like we need to put something on this line. It's gonna be awesome driving this down in Vegas and everywhere after. Oh, also, US Car Tools subframe connectors that are actually weld in, so they weld right to the floor. So they actually function. And the transmission was rebuilt, driveline's all balanced and rebuilt. Has 323 sure grip. It's just a factory one. At some point I'm gonna put different gears, but that's what I'm gonna use for now. Monroe shocks with the coilovers. So it should have a pretty stiff suspension, which I'm fine with that because I'm a fat guy. Exciting. Well, we have 1 week before we've got to be on the road to Las Vegas. I just picked up the Dart from the exhaust shop, or am picking it up currently, I should say. Quite a few things are still buttoned up. I think I need to lower this side on the torsion bar about 1 inch. Sounds good. Looks good. And I would actually drive it down to the shop, but we got snow again last night. There's no wiper blades and the roads are just kind of crap. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the wrecker, get it down there, do a couple things, and have this ready for Vegas.
Jeremy's 69 Dart, Shade Tree Vintage Auto Burnout. She's got a couple puppies. Hi Jeremy, we got our first fuel up done.
Yep.
First impressions on your new build?
Awesome, but it definitely needs some fine tuning. But
oh, I think the seat clicked into place, or it's popping out of the pan. She sounds good.
does sound good. Definitely a few things need adjustment. This manual steering's tricky-ish.
Unsure if that's accurate.
I think it's probably pretty close. Caught up to the cars ahead of us quick.
We got half the back seat.
Might need to adjust the kick down back just a little bit. It kicks down pretty hard. But this is the first time this car's been on the road other than around the block in 20 years. And it was basically built in the last 4 months. So pretty exciting all in all. And it's going to be coming to Vegas in 1 week from today.
Where's it going to be at in Vegas?
The MuscleCars at the Strip at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
They seen what's under the hood?
Oh yeah. You all seen the 340.
Real
And if this thing
shiny.
goes sideways really, really easy.
It is.
Even with the 323 gears.
I'll have Jeremy let me out of the car and he'll show you guys real quick.
You want me to do another donut?
Yeah, let's give them a little treat. They've been patient.
Yes, they have.
Here it is in all of its glory. Light her up. There you go.
So we're dropping it off for some fine tuning. It's gonna do all the timing, rejet the carburetor and get everything adjusted, so it should be perfect. As you can see, the wagons here, it's already had a whole bunch of stuff taken care of. Anyway, the gentleman that's doing it he's like an old school drag racer. He raced max wedge cars back when max wedge cars were new. So really cool. Plus he's worked on this car probably 25, 30 years ago when it lived right here in this very town. Well, everybody, as of right now, it looks like we're gonna make it to Matt's Las Vegas next week. The car is running and driving. I've put about 15 miles or so on it now. There's just a few things we're gonna button up, but I'm gonna hurry and finish this video up so I can get it posted. And I can't wait to have it down at MuscleCars At The Strip. Listen to that. Ah, sounds good. Shift's good, runs good. Hopefully everything works out. Like I said, just a couple last things to button up. It's getting loaded on a trailer on Wednesday, and we will be down there on Thursday. So hope to see as many of you as we can down there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it took quite a few months of filming, but hey, here we are. The car is built, it's running, it's driving, it's awesome. Have so many people to thank. Wow, I'm impressed. Anyway, thanks again. Have a great day.